These are 13 Disney Park secrets. 13. Secret tunnels. When you visit Disney World, it can feel like a magical place. The Magic Kingdom especially feels like anything is possible, but something that might snap you out of that magical place is to see a Frontierland cowboy wandering around Tomorrowland, or a Dapper Dan from Main Street taking a break in Adventureland. For this reason, Walt Disney himself decided to install underground tunnels throughout the Magic Kingdom so that cast members could travel through the park without being seen by guests. Some other perks to these tunnels are that the guests will never see someone emptying garbage cans because the cans empty down through a chute straight to the tunnels, and cast member essentials like a cafeteria, hair salon, and dressing rooms are located below the park. Fun fact about the tunnels, they are actually at ground level and the park was built above them. 12. Abandoned parks. Although Disney parks are full of fun and excitement around every corner, some areas with the potential to be yet another attraction have been left abandoned for many years and for different reasons. One of the most famous is Discovery Island in Orlando, which Walt Disney had intended to be called Blackbeard's Island and make it completely pirate-themed. Once built, it wasn't very pirate-themed at all, except for one pirate ship, so it was renamed Treasure Island. Eventually, it was again renamed Discovery Island in 1978 and took on an ecological theme. It didn't do very well with guests and was eventually shut down, and now still sits abandoned. 11. Hidden Mickeys. Everyone likes a good scavenger hunt, right? How about trying to locate all 800 Mickey heads hidden around Disneyland? Everywhere from obvious places like the street lamps to the less obvious vents on the ground. The hidden Mickeys can be found everywhere and on all sorts of attractions, and once you start looking, it's almost impossible not to see them. There are even checklists you can print online before visiting the park to keep track of your findings. 10. Pirates of the Caribbean. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland is a staple with guests. Everyone's been on it and everyone loves it. But we bet some would think twice about riding it if they knew that the ride once utilized real skeletons because Walt Disney felt fake ones looked too hokey. Allegedly, the ride opened with 3 real skeletons being used that were provided by the UCLA Medical Center. The real ones were replaced when technology made the fake ones look more realistic, but one real skull still remains and is located on the headboard in the captain's quarters. 9. Griffith Park Bench. Walt Disney originally had his first glimmer of an idea for Disneyland while sitting on a bench in Griffith Park at the merry-go-round, watching his daughter on the ride. Once Disneyland was created, the bench was brought to Disneyland and sits at the Opera House on Main Street. So if you visit, you can actually see where history was made. 8. Matterhorn Basketball Court. Inside the very top of the Matterhorn at Disneyland is an attic-like structure where a basketball hoop, backboard, and floor markings were put in. The hoop was installed by an employee who was one of the cast members who would scale the mountain during rides to entertain guests. During inclement weather or in between rides, the cast members play pickup games to pass the time. 7. Animal Kingdom. At one point, the famous Animal Kingdom was supposed to include a separate attraction within the attraction called Beastly Kingdom. This would be dedicated to mythical creatures and probably include some animatronics. Even though that idea never made its way to fruition, there is a subtle nod to the project on the sign for Animal Kingdom. In the middle of a rhino and an elephant, you can see the silhouette of a dragon. We bet you've never noticed that before. 6. Smellitizers. If you've ever visited a Disney park and noticed a certain smell in a certain place, well, that's no accident. Smellitizers are devices that can be found in the tunnels below the parks and are located throughout Disney parks to emit certain smells in certain areas. Some of the most obvious smells are the smell of fresh-baked cookies and vanilla on Main Street, fresh citrus on the Soarin' ride, and a salty smell on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Some of the less obvious but definitely noteworthy smells are the smell of honey on Pooh's Adventures and burning wood on Spaceship Earth. 5. Cinderella's Castle. Cinderella's Castle may be the most well-known landmark in all of Disney parks. Everyone knows what it looks like, and everyone knows where it's located. What not many people know is that hidden inside the castle is a private guest suite, reserved for contest winners only. You cannot book this suite, and it is given to families for use about once every 2 weeks. The suite has only been used approximately 600 times. Not only do you get a car to drop you off at the Magic Kingdom, but you also get a personal guide to accompany you around the park, acting as a personal fast pass for rides, and giving you all the information about the park you could ever want. Inside the suite are Disney character relics such as Cinderella's glass slipper and Captain Hook's telescope, as well as a television disguised as a mirror that you use a magic wand to turn on. 4. The Gray Stuff. A line from the song Be Our Guest in the movie Beauty and the Beast has Lumiere sing, "Try the gray stuff, it's delicious. Don't believe us? Ask the dishes." Now you can try the gray stuff too. When dining at the Be Our Guest restaurant at Disney World, you can order the gray stuff, which is some sort of cookies and cream gray mousse. Originally not located on the menu, it's now a featured dessert, and you should really do yourself a favor and try it, because Lumiere was not lying. It is delicious. 3. Tom Sawyer Island. This ride, located at Disney World, is a boat ride that takes you over to an island with a Tom Sawyer theme. It's a very quiet, some would say boring ride. Boring until you realize that you could walk away with a pretty awesome prize. The island supposedly has paintbrushes hidden all over the place to recreate Tom Sawyer's chore to whitewash a fence. If you're lucky enough to find a paintbrush, bring it over to your boat driver and they'll reward you with a fast pass to any one ride in the park. Don't go crazy looking for all the brushes though. It's only good for one brush per family. 2. Club 33. Club 33 is one of the cooler secrets within Disneyland. It's located in the middle of New Orleans Square, and it's recognized only by a plate attached to the building that says 33. To be allowed entry into the club, you must be a member, and to become a member, you need to get on a wait list that is estimated to be years long, and it's roughly $25,000 to join, plus $10,000 in yearly dues. Some of the perks to the club, obviously access to the club itself, alcoholic beverages, since the park is for the most part dry except for certain areas, early park admission, valet parking at the resorts, and access to private events held at the park. 1. Walt's apartment. When Walt Disney was designing and constructing Disneyland, he wanted to build a special apartment hidden from the chaos of the park, but still within the park. He built the apartment above the Main Street Firehouse. The Disney family would spend time in the apartment, entertaining guests, or Walt would do quiet work. His desk was set up against a window overlooking Main Street. A lamp in the window would be left on when Walt was present in the park, which was a fun thing for guests to see. Since his passing, the light is always burning in the window as a tribute.